The house of the Seven Gables loomed majestically against the backdrop of Salem's coastal charm, its weathered shingles and gabled roof telling tales of centuries past. Built in 1668 by Sea Captain John Turner, the house had witnessed the ebb and flow of history, serving as a familial stronghold for 3 generations before passing into the hands of Captain Samuel Ingersoll. It was Susanna, Ingersoll's daughter and a cousin of the famed Nathaniel Hawthorne, who would become the heart of the house. Her spirit, some say, has never truly left. Visitors often report feeling an inexplicable warmth when they enter the old home, as if welcomed by an unseen presence. Whispers of her laughter seem to echo through the halls, drawing people deeper into the house's mysteries. On a particularly stormy evening, a small group of ghost hunters gathered for a special nighttime tour, eager to explore the stories that swirled around the beloved old mansion. The air was thick with anticipation as they stepped inside, the creaking of the wooden floorboards beneath them a reminder of the history steeped in every corner. Legend has it that Susanna roams these halls, often seen gazing out the windows as if waiting for someone, the guide explained, leading them into the parlor. And in the attic, there's said to be the spirit of a child, playful and mischievous. The group exchanged intrigued glances, excitement bubbling among them. As they ventured from room to room, they felt an undeniable energy, a connection to the past that was both enchanting and eerie. The scent of aged wood and sea air enveloped them, transporting them back in time. In the dining room, they paused, captivated by the artifacts that filled the space. Suddenly, a soft giggle echoed from above, causing a ripple of shivers down their spines. "Did you hear that?" one of the guests whispered, glancing nervously toward the attic stairs. With a shared nod of curiosity, they decided to investigate. As they climbed the narrow staircase, the air grew colder, and the playful laughter seemed to beckon them onward. Reaching the attic, they found a cozy, cluttered space filled with old toys and forgotten treasures. Dust motes danced in the beam of their flashlight, creating a magical atmosphere. Susanna's spirit is said to be protective of this space, especially over the child, the guide explained, sensing the growing unease among the group. "It's a place of joy, where memories linger." Just then, a soft thud sounded from the far corner of the attic, followed by a light tinkling of what seemed like laughter. The group turned in unison, eyes wide with excitement and fear. They moved closer, the beam of the flashlight revealing a small, weathered doll lying on the floor, its button eyes glimmering in the dim light. "Is this yours?" one of the guests asked hesitantly, feeling an unexplainable urge to pick it up. As she reached for the doll, a warm breeze swept through the attic, swirling around them, causing the others to shiver. A soft voice filled the air, clear yet gentle. "Play with me." The group froze, their hearts racing. The voice seemed to resonate from the very walls, a child's voice filled with longing and delight. "Who are you?" one of them managed to ask, the words tumbling out in a rush. "I'm Lucy," the voice replied, echoing softly. "I want to play." Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. The room filled with laughter, and the light seemed to brighten, illuminating the attic in a warm glow. The group exchanged bewildered glances, half convinced they had crossed into another realm. "What do you want to play, Lucy?" the guide asked cautiously, unsure of how to engage with the spirit. "Hide and seek," the child's voice chimed, giggling as if the game was already afoot. Just then, the doll in the guest's hands seemed to shimmer, and she felt an overwhelming sense of joy. "Okay, Lucy, we'll play," she said, setting the doll down as if inviting the spirit to join them. In that moment, the attic came alive with the echoes of laughter and the fluttering of unseen movement. The group began to play along, feeling a sense of joy and camaraderie wash over them. It was as if the very walls of the house of the Seven Gables were alive with the spirits of its past, connecting them in a shared moment of innocence and happiness. Suddenly, the laughter faded, replaced by a gentle whisper. "Thank you," Lucy said, her voice softening. "I'm not alone anymore." As the night wore on, the ghost hunters experienced a blend of awe and trepidation. The house had transformed from a mere collection of historical artifacts into a living memory, a place where past and present intertwined. where the spirits of Susanna and Lucy found solace in the presence of those who sought to understand their stories. Eventually, the group descended from the attic, their hearts lighter and minds buzzing with the connection they had forged with the spirits. They left the house of the Seven Gables not only as ghost hunters, but as witnesses to a beautiful truth, that the past could resonate through time, creating bonds that transcended even death. As they stepped back into the cool night air, they felt the presence of Susanna watching over them, her spirit lingering in the corners of the house, grateful for their reverence. The haunted tales of the House of the Seven Gables lived on, richer than ever, inviting all who dared to listen to come and explore its mysteries, not just as ghost hunters, but as seekers of connection and understanding in a world that often forgot the stories of those who came before. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you liked this story. As the ghost hunters exited the House of the Seven Gables, the cool night air enveloped them like a comforting blanket, contrasting sharply with the warmth they had felt inside. The laughter of Lucy still echoed in their minds, and a sense of magic lingered in the atmosphere. "Did you feel that?" one of the guests asked, glancing back at the house. "It was like we really connected with them." "Absolutely," another chimed in. "I didn't expect to feel so alive, I guess. It was like they were inviting us in." The group made their way to a nearby cafe, eager to discuss their experience over steaming cups of coffee. As they settled in, the conversation buzzed with excitement, each recounting their favorite moments from the night. But as they sipped their drinks, an unspoken question lingered in the air. What had they truly encountered in that attic? Lily, the guide, leaned forward, her eyes sparkling. "You know, the House of the Seven Gables is filled with stories, not just of ghosts, but of history, family, love, and loss. Each room holds a fragment of its past, waiting for someone to listen. Do you think we'll have another experience like that?" one of the guests asked, her voice tinged with hope. "I want to feel that connection again." Lily smiled, a twinkle of mischief in her eyes. "The spirits are always around. Sometimes it just takes a bit of intention to connect. We could organize another visit, perhaps a special event where we invite more people to share their stories and explore the house together." The group eagerly agreed, the idea igniting a flame of excitement. They brainstormed ways to engage the community, perhaps a storytelling night, where locals could share their own experiences with the paranormal, or a workshop that explored the history of Salem through the lens of its haunted past. As plans began to take shape, Lily felt a tug in her heart. "We should also pay tribute to Susanna and Lucy, to honor them for guiding us. Maybe we could set up a small memorial in the attic with flowers and note something to let them know their stories are valued." The idea resonated with everyone, and soon they were lost in a flurry of ideas and possibilities. They mapped out the details, discussing how to create a space that felt welcoming and safe for both the living and the spirits. As the evening wore on, a soft rain began to fall outside, the rhythmic patter against the windows providing a soothing soundtrack to their planning. The cafe's warm glow contrasted beautifully with the darkening sky, creating a cozy atmosphere that felt almost magical. Lily glanced at her watch and realized it was getting late. "We should probably head back," she suggested. "I want to make sure the house is secure before the next tour." The group stood up, excitement still buzzing between them. As they left the cafe, the rain had lightened to a gentle mist, wrapping around them like a veil as they walked back to the House of the Seven Gables. When they arrived, the house stood silent and inviting, its windows glowing softly in the evening light. The group entered, greeted by the familiar scent of old wood and history. As they made their way upstairs to the attic, a sense of anticipation filled the air. Lily led the way, the faint sound of laughter still echoing in her mind. "Let's set up a little space for them here," she suggested, glancing around at the dusty corners of the attic. They quickly gathered old flowers, twine, and some simple cards to write messages. As they arranged the items, a sense of reverence settled among them. Each card held heartfelt notes, expressing gratitude and love for the spirits they had encountered. They arranged the flowers in a small vase, placing it at the center of the attic. Just as they finished, a gentle breeze swept through the attic, causing the flowers to sway. The group paused, exchanging astonished looks. "Did you feel that?" one whispered, a hint of awe in her voice. Lily nodded, her heart racing. "I think they're here with us." The air seemed charged with energy, and for a brief moment, the attic glowed with a soft light, illuminating their small memorial. The feeling of connection enveloped them, and it was as if they were surrounded by warmth and love. "Thank you," a voice echoed softly in the attic, clear yet ethereal. It was Susanna's voice, filled with gratitude. "You honor us." The group stood in stunned silence, the reality of their experience washing over them. This was no longer just a house filled with stories. It was a living testament to the bonds between the past and present. In that moment, they understood the significance of their gathering, the stories they shared, and the spirits they honored. It was a connection that transcended time, binding them together in ways they had never anticipated. With newfound purpose, they began to discuss how to promote their upcoming storytelling night, hoping to draw in more visitors and create a larger community around the house's rich history. Ideas flowed, and plans took shape, the energy in the attic buzzing with possibility. As they left the attic and made their way back down the stairs, the group felt a sense of unity, knowing they were part of something larger. The spirits of the House of the Seven Gables had woven their stories into their lives, igniting a passion for sharing the past with others. With every step, they knew they were not just ghost hunters but caretakers of a legacy, one that celebrated the spirits of Susanna, Lucy, and all those who had come before. And as they stepped into the night, the house behind them stood tall, a guardian of stories waiting to be shared, its walls echoing with laughter, love, and the promise of connection that would endure through the ages. The group exited the House of the Seven Gables, the night air crisp and invigorating. As they walked down the path illuminated by the soft glow of streetlights, their hearts raced with excitement about the connections they had made not only with each other, but with the spirits of the past. "Let's make a list of potential storytellers for our event," Lily suggested, pulling out her phone as they reached the sidewalk. "I know a few local historians and authors who would love to share their perspectives on Salem's haunted history." As they brainstormed, laughter and ideas flowed freely. Each member of the group felt a renewed sense of purpose, their mission clear: to bring the community together, to share stories, and to honor the spirits that had touched their lives. "I can reach out to the local schools too," one member chimed in. "The kids would love to participate. We could have them write spooky stories or even share legends they've heard." "Great idea," another agreed. "And we could invite local musicians to play, creating an atmosphere that's both festive and haunting." By the time they reached the cafe again, they had mapped out a plan that felt ambitious yet attainable. The group agreed to meet again in a week to finalize the details. As they said their goodbyes, Lily felt a warmth in her heart, knowing they were embarking on something special. Over the next few days, the excitement continued to build. The group connected with local storytellers, historians, and even a few high school students eager to share their own ghostly tales. Word spread quickly, and soon it seemed that the entire town was buzzing with anticipation for the event. As the date approached, Lily often found herself back at the House of the Seven Gables, drawn to the attic where they had set up the small memorial for Susanna and Lucy. Each time she visited, she felt an electric energy in the air, as if the spirits were cheering her on, urging her to keep sharing their stories. On the day of the storytelling night, the house was alive with activity. Strings of fairy lights adorned the front porch, and a welcoming banner hung across the door, inviting visitors to come in. The air was filled with the tantalizing scent of baked goods and hot cider, creating a cozy atmosphere that felt almost magical. As guests began to arrive, Lily greeted them with enthusiasm, her heart swelling at the sight of families, friends, and strangers coming together. The house, once a solitary monument to the past, had transformed into a vibrant hub of connection. Inside, the living room buzzed with chatter as people explored the artifacts and history of the house. Children darted from room to room, their laughter echoing off the walls. For Lily, it felt as if the spirits of Susanna and Lucy were right there among them, sharing in the joy of the gathering. As the clock struck 7, it was time to kick off the event. Lily stepped up to the makeshift stage in the parlor, her nerves tingling with excitement. The room quieted as she began to speak, her voice steady and warm. "Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight at the House of the Seven Gables. We're here to celebrate the stories of this beautiful home, to honor the spirits who dwell within its walls, and to connect as a community." The audience clapped, and Lily felt a rush of energy coursing through her. She introduced the first storyteller, a local historian known for his engaging tales of Salem's past. As he spoke, the room was entranced, captivated by the intertwining of history and the supernatural. Throughout the evening, different voices filled the space, each storyteller weaving their own narrative, sharing tales of ghostly encounters, local legends, and personal experiences. The atmosphere was electric, laughter mingling with moments of hushed awe as the audience absorbed every word. As the night wore on, a familiar giggle echoed from the attic, almost as if Lucy herself was joining in the fun. The guests shifted their attention, eager to share their own stories and experiences. One by one, they stood up, recounting encounters that had left them spellbound, forging connections through shared history and collective memory. Lily felt a sense of fulfillment as she listened, realizing that this was exactly what she had hoped for. A space where stories could flow freely, uniting people through the power of remembrance. The spirits of the house were not just relics of the past. They were woven into the very fabric of the evening, guiding each storyteller, encouraging them to speak. As the final storyteller took the stage, a hush fell over the crowd. An older woman, known for her captivating tales of the supernatural, began to share a story about her own experiences in Salem, how the whispers of the past often guided her, leading her to places where the veil between the living and the dead felt thin. When she finished, the audience erupted into applause, and Lily felt a swell of pride for what they had accomplished together. The event had transformed into something more than just a gathering. It was a celebration of life, love, and the connections that defied time. As the evening began to wind down, Lily noticed the attic door slightly ajar. Curiosity tugged at her, and she felt drawn to explore. She made her way up the narrow staircase, the familiar coolness of the attic welcoming her. The small memorial they had created still stood, the flowers gently wilting but still vibrant, the cards filled with messages of love and remembrance. As she stood there, she could almost hear the laughter of Lucy and Susanna, echoing softly in the stillness. Suddenly, she felt a presence beside her. She turned to see a shimmering figure, Susanna, her expression serene and grateful. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice soft yet powerful. "You have given us life again through your stories." Lily's heart raced, and she found herself speechless. "We wanted to honor you. You and Lucy, you're part of us now." Susanna smiled, and the warmth in the attic intensified, wrapping around Lily like a gentle embrace. "You have brought our stories to the living. Together, we will continue to share and connect. Never stop honoring the past." With that, Susanna's spirit glimmered and faded, leaving behind a lingering sense of peace and purpose. Lily stood in the attic, the weight of the moment washing over her. She understood now that the connection between the past and present was not just a fleeting encounter. It was a living bond that would continue to flourish as long as they honored the stories. When she returned downstairs, the energy in the house felt even more alive. The guests mingled, sharing laughter and stories as they made their way toward the door, a sense of community blossoming. Lily stepped outside, taking a deep breath of the cool night air, her heart full. The House of the Seven Gables stood tall and proud behind her, a testament to resilience and connection. She knew this was just the beginning. Together, they would keep the stories alive, ensuring that the spirits would always be part of their lives. And as she looked up at the stars twinkling overhead, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The stories would continue to unfold, and with each telling, the bonds would grow stronger, bridging the gap between the living and the departed, forever entwined in a tapestry of love, history, and connection. As the last guests departed, Lily felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The storytelling night had not only honored Susanna and Lucy, but had also sparked a vibrant community connection. The House of the Seven Gables, once a relic of the past, now thrummed with life and stories, a place where history and the present intertwined. In the weeks that followed, the event became an annual tradition, drawing visitors from near and far. Each gathering added layers to the house's rich narrative, and the spirits of Susanna and Lucy were ever present, guiding the stories shared. Lily knew that by honoring the past, they had created a space where both the living and the dead could find solace. The house had become a beacon of connection, reminding everyone that stories have the power to bridge time, ensuring that no one would ever be forgotten. And as the stars twinkled above the historic home, the echoes of laughter and whispers of gratitude continued to fill the air, weaving a tapestry of love that would endure for generations to come. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you liked this story.